rough stuff out in Toronto is really bad. I got to see the crack epidemic firsthand. I didn't even see it in Tennessee, Florida. I heard that in Florida, that's where all the cocaine came from. It all came from, but it's all coming up here in Toronto and Brampton. I hadn't seen so much crack. I'd never seen crack cocaine until I went to Brampton and Toronto. It's like a whole another side of the world that you don't see until you get accidentally or on purposely brought over to their underworld. The jails around the police, anywhere around the police, jails, those homeless shelters, even like businesses that are in those cities where there is these homeless shelters, because not every city has a homeless shelter. Like the city I live in now doesn't really have a homeless shelter, which is awesome because we don't have that homeless crime, they're the ones that do all the murder, smoke all the crack, all that. And then they just go back to their homeless shelter and there's like thousands of them. And then I learned, like in Toronto and Brampton, oh my God, all these people, you learn who, oh my God, that's the homeless guy in the shelter. He might stab you up. Or that's a normal guy on business. But what I'm saying is there's so many of the homeless ones coming out of the shelters, they're killing ones just trying to, like stealing their stuff, hurting people, robberies, all types, intimidations, all types of stuff they're doing. They're working with the police, even selling drugs. Some of them are even, the police are distributing the narcotics through these bad people that live in our cities. They even took out our great mayor, Rob Ford. He was a great guy when it came to him deep down and all that. And I'd never seen it in a city. I assumed in a city, if some people started like exploiting a man like a Rob Ford, and they would send the SWAT teams. There would be big detective investigations to eradicate these gangs. But it wasn't like that. They just let Rob go. So that taught me a lot as a kid. Because as a kid, you were like, that's Rob Ford, mayor of the gigantic city of Toronto. He's one of the most powerful men there. And he ended up like this. So obviously the drugs are very strong to a disgusting degree out there. The police are in the business. Everyone's in the business. That's how bad the drugs are. If you're in that business, don't get involved in that business at all, because all the way up, everybody's involved in it, and you are paying for your own death sentence. You are paying for your own death sentence with the drugs. And then if you try to get off them, as soon as you start on them, they get you on them or whatever. Yeah, it's amazing. Look at our Amazon fulfillment center. I got to see a couple on a positive note, and that's who I'm fighting for, the positive notes. I've seen a lot of those very nice company buildings out there in Mississauga and Brampton and Toronto. Microsoft. That was amazing to see. Coming from Canada my whole life, big into computers, big fan. I bought a genuine copy of Windows since when? Since 2003 I've been an owner. We have as a family. Then I started buying my own copies. Now I'm on a fully genuine copy. And I have an Xbox Series X I bought. I used to have a 360. All right, I'm a big fan of Microsoft, all right, and Bill Gates. So then it was cool to see that that we have Microsoft in Canada. So that was cool. So if you're into getting a job, Microsoft's in Canada, but it's a very competitive market there. You'd have to be very skillful, even more skillful than me. And you'd have to be very productive, I'm sure. But they work at a slower pace. Actually, you could say I'm part of the Microsoft family. Anybody that uses Windows is part of the Microsoft family, et cetera, et cetera. You don't even have to use Windows. You can have a Microsoft keychain or even know about Microsoft or show it respect or watch the movies or whatever. Generally, everybody's got some sort of thing with Microsoft no matter what, you know. Apps were ported over. Even apps on your Android phone were first on Windows, some of them, and then they got sent over to Android. So no matter what, Microsoft was there and is there, right? Like that. Candy Crush originally was Bejeweled on Microsoft Windows. And, oh shit. But now it is known as Candy Crush on the phones, but it's actually just the same game, Bejeweled, that was originally on Windows. But they changed the, instead of it being jewels, now it's candy. So that's a way to make a lot of money. I heard back in the day, still is if you're a really good programmer, or if you got a lot of money to hire programmers, and you got the idea, you can take games from old games and make them phone games and whatnot, and put them on the mic or put them on that store, the app store, the other store, and boom, bada bing, you're making millions. Like all the guy did, you know, they either programmed it or whatever. They made the game kind of like Bejeweled, but different enough, and there you go, they're multimillionaires. You can do that. Where you don't even have to come up with a completely new idea. You can look at old Windows games and stuff like that. Minesweeper. How come is there Minesweeper on phone? Minesweeper on phone would be good, but Minesweeper might be patented. See, that's the thing. You gotta deal with you'd have to deal with litigation. Black hole pinball, solitaire, Minesweeper, Microsoft Mahjong, Chips Challenge, Ski Free, Cheese Ball. I never played that one. Free Cell. Heard of Free Cell? Pipe Dream. Oh, I remember this one. I haven't played this one in a while. Yeah, they have ported Pipe Dream many times over and made other games with it. It's like this snake. It goes around and you have to block it or move it a certain way. We had to move it a certain way and all that to get around and whatnot. Rodent's Revenge. Yeah, it is Rodent's Revenge. They do get revenge, I'll tell you. We think we get them all, and then boom, bada bing, there they are. There's a reason why we've heard about them. I heard about them my whole life, and then I was like, it's weird. I never have dealt with any rodents my whole life, and then there you go. I found out that we have been dealing with rodents, but I thought we never were because I never seen them because they came up with a whole new system. We originally thought they used to crawl around our house and go for our food in the pantry. They're not doing that no more. They're going inside our bodies and getting the food inside of our bodies and all that. They no longer trust the food around the house. They only trust the food inside your body. They're smart enough like that. So I don't know what we can do about that. But it's changed since what we thought it was.
There's like, I'm gonna have my eyes as wide as possible because I don't want to miss this water. It's water, buddy. You can get more. Today, Michaela, we are being joined.